Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Sports Zection. So I want to touch on a sensitive topic, I should say, because right now on social media, everybody's talking about the possibility of us selling, because we're not going to loan out Carney Chukwuemeka, although that's what some of the reports were saying. Fabrizio reiterated that we have no intentions of letting him go on loan or leave the club unless there's a good bid coming in. Then people started talking, oh, but why should we let him go? We bought him, cost us some money. I think it's what 18, 20 million euros or so. He's still young, huge talent, etc., etc. It makes no sense for us to sell Carney right now. Why are we even talking about this? Well, purely because we are very, very interested, and apparently talks are ongoing for us to buy Dewsbury Hall from Leicester. It's probably going to be cash and a player, maybe Casadei, maybe that for Fofana, remains to be seen. You know my thoughts on Dewsbury Hall. We've talked about him yesterday. I think he fits the system perfectly. He already played under Enzo Maresca as well. Young, but 25 years old, which means some experience there, brings in goals, brings in assists. I think, in my opinion, for the right price, it's a no-brainer. Now, talking about Carney specifically, these were the reports. This is what we discussed yesterday from Di Marzio. AC Milan are following Chelsea's Carney Chukwuemeka, and then an update today. Milan are in negotiations with Chelsea for Carney Chukwuemeka. The Rossoneri aims to close the loan deal with the right to buy. But again, like I said at the start of this video, Fabrizio is saying there's not going to be a loan. It's either going to be him staying at Chelsea or him completely leaving the club for the right price. Now, I can understand both sides. One side is saying, look, he's still young, big talent. When he plays, and I think that's the issue, when he plays quite okay, sometimes even very, very good. But that's the thing. It's when he plays. It's when he's not injured. Because if we look at the stats, right, for us, for Chelsea, overall, all competitions, played 27 times, 2 goals, 1 assist. Now, 27 times does, of course, not mean that he starts the games. No, most of them are just games that he has not started. He played the most games for Aston Villa under 23, 29 games, 27 for us, 16 only for Aston Villa. So even at Aston Villa, I mean, he was still young, right? He's 20 years old. But even Aston Villa, he didn't really prove that much. Still, not cheap. 18 million euros is not cheap. But the problem is, of course, like with many of our players, is that yes, he is injury prone. Here you can use the word injury prone because for a 20-year-old to have this many injuries already, I mean, that's going to be an issue unless he's done with having injuries. Of course, that would be the ideal scenario. Now, yes, when you look at the days, those are a lot of days, but I usually look at the games. So last season, he missed quite a lot. 5 games here, 2 games there, 18, 8. So quite a lot of games missed last season. And then the season before, only 4 games. But then again, we can see it here, 14 games for us. Most of them substitutions, didn't really well played 1 game in the FA Cup, and that's about it. But overall, I can understand both sides. The reason why I'm okay if he leaves, I mean, loan would be ideal for him to have game experience. I don't know if at AC Milan that's the best option, but at Chelsea, that's the thing. With many players, as we discussed, at Chelsea, there are just too many players right now. Too many players, especially young ones. And with young ones, you want them to play each and every week. You don't want them to rot on the bench or just play with the academy player, with the under 20, under 21, or under 23, whatever you want to call it. That's just my opinion. If we have to sell him, then yes, of course, I would hope that we sell him with some profits, for sure. Do we need to sell him? I don't know. But to, let's say, rule out completely, oh, we can't touch Carney Chukwuemeka, we can't touch this player or that player. No, to me it's very simple. If you cannot play for us, if you don't contribute to the Chelsea team, then what's the point? Yes, we invested in him. Didn't work out. If we can bring in a player like Dewsbury Hall, who is 25 years old, not that injured, brings in goals, brings in assists, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. To me, next season is an extremely important season for Chelsea. Not only because I believe there are going to be probably around 80 games for us, all competitions plus Club World Cup at the end of the season. But it's a season where we must enter Champions League the season after that. Because financially wise, we're going to take a huge hit if yet again we're not in the Champions League. From a club's image perspective, not being in the Champions League again is also going to be damaging. Even though we're still Chelsea, we're still attracting huge talents around the globe. But there will come a point where if you're not in the Champions League for a couple of years, one after the other, yes, young stars, young fans are just going to forget about Chelsea's existence on the big stages. That's just my opinion. Of course, if in the meantime you win the Premier League, that's something else. But so far, I think we're far removed, let's say, from winning the Premier League. I have high hopes for next season, but for that to happen, to achieve great things, yes, sometimes you need to make the difficult decisions. And the difficult decisions is, yes, we bought players, they're young, it didn't work out. Now we believe meaning the club believes, we can bring in better players that can have an instant impact. That's all it is at the end of the day. Now, some more news with regards to Omari Hutchinson, Archie Gray, and Marc Guiu. We'll start with Marc Guiu. Apparently, he's joining Chelsea, of course, but apparently he's going already on loan to Sevilla. I was 100% certain, or 99% certain, that from the reports I read, is that he's going to be a first team member for us next season. I don't know how reliable that source was. So until Fabrizio Romano says something or David Ornstein says something, I would assume he still stays at Chelsea. Going to Sevilla, if they can guarantee that he's going to play week in, week out, okay, fine. Then that's okay. Omari Hutchinson, he's going to leave the club. Permanent transfer to Ipswich, 22.5 million pounds with a sell-on clause. But the current deal, Arsenal also have a percent going to them. How much? We don't know. How much we will get in the future? We don't know right now. But this is again pure profit for Chelsea. With regards to Archie Gray, right now Chelsea are not going to push for that transfer, according to the reports. Expensive, plus we are stacked in those positions. But still, I would assume that we will come back for him in the next transfer window in the winter or in the summer, because as we've discussed yesterday, I think he's a very versatile, very talented and mature already, even though he's just 18, player and someone that you should definitely keep on your watch list. If you're playing Football Manager or FIFA, you probably know him already, but I do think that he's a special talent. This is a little preview for the next video. This is from The Athletic, basically showing us, all the players in every position that we have right now. I have a good video coming out with my thoughts and what I think the club are thinking when it comes to Chelsea's success. It has to do with the recent interview I posted about Todd Boehly and how he managed the Dodgers and how they're going to manage Chelsea. It's going to be a pretty interesting one. Of course, I'm traveling, so camera-wise, pretty small, but okay, you can listen and watch what happens on the screen. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today, unless there is some breaking news in the next couple of minutes, next couple of hours. I hope you're all going to enjoy your weekend. No football on Friday, but we're back with some football matches on Saturday night. I believe it's Switzerland against Italy. That's a pretty good one. And Denmark, Germany. Do leave your predictions down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts about Carney Chukwuemeka in the comment section as well. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all of that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.